Shalom, shalom, beloved. I will read um, Ezekiel 3 for you, and that's actually the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's got something to do with this. So this is to me very personal thing. It starts, and he said to me, "Son of man, eat what you found, eat the scroll, and go speak to the house of Israel." And I opened my mouth, and he fed me the scroll. And he said to me, "Son of man, feed your stomach and fill your stomach with the scroll that I'm giving you." And I ate it, and it was as sweet as honey in my mouth. And he said to me, "Son of man, go to the house of Israel, and you shall speak to them with my words. For you are not sent to the people of foreign speech, not of difficult language, but to the house of Israel. Not to many people of foreign speech and of difficult language, whose words you do not understand. If I had rather sent you to them, they would have listened to you. But to those of Israel is going to refuse to listen to you, for they refuse to listen to me. For all the house of Israel are hard of head and hard of heart. See, I should make your face as hard as hard as their faces, and your forehead as hard as their foreheads. Like adamant stone, harder than flint, I should make your forehead. Do not be afraid of them, nor be discouraged at their looks, for they are a rebellious house. And he said to me, Son of man, receive into your heart all my words that I speak to you, and hear with your ears. And go, come to the exiles, to the children of your people, and speak to them, and say to them, Thus says Adonai, Yahuwah, whether they hear or whether they refuse. And the Ruach lifted me up, and behind me I heard the sound of the great rumbling voice, Blessed be the esteem of Yahuwah from his place, and the sound of the wings of the living creatures touching one another, and the sound of the wheels beside them, and the sound of the great rushing. And the Ruach lifted me up, and took me away, and I went in bitterness, in the heat of the Ruach, while the hand of Yahuwah was strong upon me. And I came to the exiles of Tel Aviv, who were dwelling by the river Keba. And I sat where they were sitting, and sat there, stand among them 7 days. And it came to be at the end of 7 days that the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel, and you shall hear a word from my mouth, and I should warn them from me. When I say to the wrong, you shall certainly die, and you have not warned them, nor spoken to warn the wrong, for his wrong way, to save his life, the same wrong man shall die in his crookedness, and his blood I require at your hand. But if you have warned the wrong, and he does not turn from his wrong, not from his wrong way, he shall die in his crookedness, and you should have delivered your being. And when a righteous one turns from his righteousness, and shall do unrighteousness, when I have put a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because you did not warn him. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness has his which he has done is not okay. It's not going to be remembered, and his blood I require at your hand. But if you have warned the righteous one that the righteous one should not sin, and he did not sin, he shall certainly live, because he has been warned, and you have delivered your being. And the hand of Yahuwah came upon me, and he said to me, Arise, go out into the plain, so that I may speak to you there. So I got up and went out into the plain, and see, the steam of Yahuwah stood there, like the steam which I saw by the river Keba, and I fell on my face. And the Ruach entered me, and set me on my feet, and spoke with me, and said to me, Go, shut yourself inside your house. And you son of man, see, they should put cords on you, and bind you with them, so that you do not go out in their midst. Where I am, beloved. Okay. And I make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth, so that you shall be dumb, and not be a reprover to them. For they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with you, I open your mouth, and you should say to them, Thus said Adon Yahuwah, he who hears, let him hear, and he who refuses, let him refuse, for they are a rebellious house. And that's for now, beloved. I know my eyesight is very, very poor. But I tell you, I don't get upset about it, because my spiritual eyesight is much better. And I rather have the spiritual eyesight than have a perfect, eyes, visual, in natural and see things. I rather have the spiritual eye open. Yahuwah bless, and Shabbat Shalom to you.